a true animated story, and today we're going to be acting to this girl, and apparently I feel very bad for her. Apparently she is allergic to the cold, and yeah, it's called I Am Allergic to the Cold. So I want to see what happens in this story. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Here's my puppy Bubbles. She slept better last night. She just takes snaps. Anyways, let's continue with the story. So, yeah, let's dive right into the video. Without further ado.
Karen, and today I'll share with...
Let's start from the very beginning.
Hello, I'm Karen, and today I'll share with you how my disease complicated my life and got me in trouble. But before I move on, like the video and hit the subscribe button with the notification bell on it. Rumor has it that if you do so, you'll get taller by 5 inches.
How does that even work, if it's even possible? Explain that, Karen. I'm waiting. She's not talking to me, so basically she doesn't have an answer how it will make you grow taller.
Sierra and I have been best friends since kindergarten. We used to do everything together.
That's cute.
And by everything, I literally mean...
What? Oh my god. Wait, and look at her. She's upset about that. She's like, I'm so mad because I don't know why.
Everything. She was also the only one who knew about my cold allergy. At the age of 5, I was diagnosed with a rare disease called cold urticaria, which means that I get a severe skin rash whenever I get exposed to cold. That meant I had to stay warm all the time. I couldn't enjoy eating ice cream or drinking ice smoothies, so my body temperature...
I'm actually not a fan, to be honest. You're gonna really hate me after this and not watch any more of my vids, but I gotta be honest that I don't like ice cream that much. I'm not a huge fan. Like most people say, like there's too spicy, but I'm like it's too cold, and like I can handle spicy things a lot, really good. And it's really strange because when I was little, I could not stand spicy things, but I couldn't stand cold things too. But now I can stand a lot of spicy things, and I can't stand cold things. So yes, interesting. And apparently I'm not a huge like fan of those. But why can't you eat ice cream? Because like I heard like it's probably allowed to go in your mouth, but not allowed to touch your skin. I think it's just not allowed to touch your skin, or when you get exposed to cold. I don't understand. Let's just continue. I'm just being weird.
Temperature wouldn't go down, and in winter I had to wear multiple layers. I always looked like a giant bear with my super huge raincoats. I also couldn't enjoy playing in the snow, and Sierra would always come to my house and spend time with me inside. She was the best. However, that all changed when we got to high school. Sierra came from a rich family. Her dad owns a chain of fast food restaurants across the country. My parents, on the other hand, were both teachers. They barely made it from month to month. When students knew that she was rich, they all wanted to become friends with her. Guys wanted to invite her to their activities, and boys wanted to date her.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those boys are gold diggers.
Always invited her alone. No one wanted me to join.
Sierra, you're so dumb. I have a feeling Sierra's gonna turn her back on you. That's why I said Sierra's dumb. She's gonna turn her back on you.
Alice, one of the most popular girls, approached us while we were having lunch and invited Sierra to her birthday party. And then she added, "The invitation is for you only."
Dumb Alice, get out of here.
It's an exclusive party, you know. I knew that she wanted to get under my skin with that comment, but I couldn't care less. I told Sierra to go. I didn't like it.
Why would you tell Sierra to go?
Alice anyway.
It's like Alice is gonna like, here's a plan to go to life or something. I don't know.
After that, Sierra started getting tons of invitations, and we stopped seeing each other as much. Then something unexpected happened during chemistry class. The teacher assigned all the students to work in pairs. I had to work with Hudson, the hottest boy at school. He was the captain of the football team. Hudson and I started working on the project together, but soon enough, he confessed his feelings for me, and we started dating. Hudson was the cutest. He cared for me so much that he came to drive me to school.
I mean, isn't that like what every boyfriend would do?
Every day.
IDK though.
For the first time in my life, I felt like a princess. But somehow, Sierra didn't like that. When she saw me walking hand in hand with Hudson, she was surprised.
Sierra, find your own boyfriend. Get your own gold digger boyfriend. No one likes you.
She came rushing and asked, "Are you two a couple?" I answered happily, "Yes, I haven't had the chance to tell you because you seem always busy lately. How about we all go for dinner together?" Sierra added with a strange look, "Sure, I'd love to get to know my best friend's BF." I smiled and we
Sure, I'd like to get to know my best friend's BF, because I'm a weirdo. She is a weirdo.
agreed to
Sierra.
meet at this fast food restaurant. But the moment we walked in, Sierra had a disgusted look on her face and said, "I can't eat here. Let's go to another restaurant. I'll pay." I didn't like it, but I said nothing because Hudson didn't seem to mind. But things like this kept happening. Whenever the three of us were hanging out, Sierra would pick the most expensive place of all and pay for us all. Hudson liked it.
She's just showing off her money to Hudson. She's like, hey, Hudson, you know, if you date me, you can get all this money and stuff. That's basically what she's saying. But except she's not opening her mouth and wants to say that in her head. Rude, I hate her.
I was embarrassed and hurt by her way of showing off her money. So I stopped inviting her to hang out with us. But then her birthday came and she wanted to do something extravagant. She booked an exclusive ski trip, hotel, and plane tickets and invited her closest
Ew, my God.
friends, including Hudson and I, for free.
Her friends are so bad.
When Sierra handed me the invitation, she said, "Oh, Karen, sorry if you can't make it." I had a feeling that she did that on purpose, so I responded, "Oh, don't worry, I'm coming."
No, don't come. You're gonna get in so much trouble. Like, you know, like, it's cold there. Oh my God.
My parents freaked out when they heard I was going on the trip. Being in cold weather would definitely increase my rash and all my body would be swollen, but I didn't care. I didn't want to leave Hudson and Sierra alone for 4 days. So I packed up my things and went. And I wish I didn't. I spent all my time in the hotel. I couldn't go outside. Hudson asked me multiple times, "Come with us, I'll teach you how to ski." But I had to lie and say, "I don't like skiing. I prefer reading."
Why don't you just tell him? Why don't you just tell him you're allergic to the cold? Maybe you should just tell him that. And if he's a good boyfriend, he'll understand. Like he said, he was a good boyfriend. So just tell him that.
Here, Hudson and Sierra stayed together all the time.
It's your fault.
I saw their stories on Instagram and Snapchat, and I felt my blood boil. On the last day of the trip, however, while I was having coffee in the hotel's lobby, I saw Sierra and Hudson kiss outside in the snow.
You shouldn't have told Hudson. You shouldn't have told Hudson. You shouldn't have told your boyfriend that you're allergic to the cold and you couldn't go. Then he'd understand. Why would you do that?
I couldn't believe my eyes, but I wasn't imagining things. They were really kissing. I couldn't contain myself. I just gave up, ignoring all the alarms going through my head. I screamed at them, "What the hell is this?" Hudson was startled, but Sierra had a twisted smile on her face, and she said, "You don't deserve him."
Get out of here, Sierra. You don't deserve him. He's just a gold digger.
You can't even join his activity. You're also a freak.
Get out of
She
here.
grabbed some snow with her hands and she threw it on my face. I was shocked
Sierra, too far. You could kill her. She's the worst.
to hear Sierra say such awful things. It took seconds for the rash to pop and then cover all over my body. I was swollen and then I passed out. I woke up in the hospital feeling dizzy. I saw my parents sitting beside my bed. They looked worried. They told me that my body went into shock. It needed 3 days to recover. I went back to school hoping that Sierra would apologize to me.
Why would you think that? She won't apologize to you. She's a B word.
But instead, I found that she spread rumors about me saying that I was a gold digger and I was her
You're a gold digger. No. The boys are gold diggers.
best friend because she used to give me expensive gifts. I don't know what she told Hudson, but he too believed the lies she told. He only sent a message saying, "We are no longer together." I was enraged. I needed to take revenge. I knew that Sierra took pride in her long blonde hair. She took really good care of it. So while she was in sports class, I replaced her shampoo with a similar bottle that had hair removal cream.
I don't think you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have just went on and lived your life and, like, don't bother her.
When
It's her loss that she's a bad person.
she took a shower later and got out, she was half bawled. I
You
heard
shouldn't have done that. She's gonna do something to you.
her loud scream coming from the girls' bathroom. She was hysterical and came straight to me and threatened me. You'll pay for this.
Yep, shouldn't have done that.
I was so happy seeing her go ballistic. All the other students just laughed at her crazy. But unfortunately, I couldn't stay and enjoy that view. The principal called me to his office and I was expelled. But
Yeah.
I couldn't care less. I told my parents that I didn't want to live there anymore, and we decided to move to Florida
Wait, your parents are just chill with moving all of a sudden?
because it was warm all year round. I moved to a new
That's
school
good.
and I kept a low radar. I didn't make any real friends and I kept the secret to myself. But Sierra's rumor stuck with me. I wasn't a gold digger, and to prove her wrong, I focused on my studies and graduated. And then I studied finance and business administration in college. I was working extremely hard and I started my own company at 23 years old. It was not long until I became one of the youngest successful women.
Wait, if you became one of the youngest successful women, how come I haven't heard of you? Yep, this is totally fake.
In the country. But I always had to be.
I haven't heard of her. I haven't heard of a name. I forget her name, but I haven't heard of anyone like her, so this is fake. I don't know any successful woman by the name of her name.
Careful. I managed my work from home because I hated air conditioners.
Oh, you're perfect for COVID already.
My employees always wanted to have a meeting with me, but I couldn't. Most of the time I had online business meetings, and if I had to go, I would wear clothes that looked ridiculous in summer, and even in the winter.
Not gonna lie, it looks ridiculous.
I became rich, and I was able to help my parents quit their jobs and retire, but I was lonely. I didn't have the courage to date other men because of what happened with Hudson. But then I met Zane. We met at a business conference for young
Zane. I don't know who that is.
entrepreneurs. The conference was in Hawaii, which was perfect for me. I went to the beach every afternoon and sunbathed without getting into.
Oopsies. Oh no, I forgot to turn off this. This is gonna get.
So one afternoon, Zane approached
Why-
me and asked,
why
"Are
did
you
this-
afraid of the
why
water?"
did this-
I looked at him suspiciously and
Guys, look at this. Why is that? But it's not really bothering me, so.
asked with a cautious tone, "What do you mean?" But he simply said, "I've been watching you for
Wait, that kind of looks like cow things. Cow. I don't want to say it. Cow nipples. I don't know.
a couple of days and you never seem to go in. The water is lovely, you know." I immediately took a deep breath. His comment was innocent, and for the first time in
Oh my, I don't like that.
my life, I felt like sharing. So I said, "I can't. If I go in there, I might die." Zane was shocked and interested in hearing the whole story. So I told him. He was so compassionate towards
Why are you just telling this stranger your whole story?
me. We ended up talking all afternoon and then spending all of our time together. We started dating for a while and then we got married. I was so happy with the way things turned out. I thought I finally had my happy ending. I
But
was rich, I had everything I needed,
But
and I had a loving husband
then-
who really cared for me.
then-
But
then-
then I woke up one night to drink some
But then
water,
I shouldn't
and I
put it
noticed
together.
that Zane wasn't next to me. And before I got to the
Oh.
kitchen, I heard his voice coming from his office. "It's not the right time yet. She's totally in love with me, but I need more time until she trusts me with her money." I felt like an elephant sat on my chest. Was Zane planning something behind my back? I heard his footsteps, so I rushed back to my bed and pretended to be asleep, but my heart was pounding. The next day, I acted like everything was okay.
why would you do that?
We had breakfast like usual, and I even kissed him goodbye. But as soon as he left the house, I called a private detective and
Oh yeah, that's actually a good idea to make sure he's like lying and wants your money. That's good.
asked him to investigate Zane. And what I found was
Shocking.
Zane was Sierra's personal assistant. She was in the conference in Hawaii and saw me there. And when she knew that I became richer than her, she teamed up with Zane so they could rob me, or at least get half of my fortune when we
Sierra, what do you want? You're rich, you're good, you have a good life. Such a.
got a divorce. I couldn't believe that Sierra still held a grudge after all these years. I also
Yeah.
felt sick to my stomach. The only man that I invited to my life wanted to hurt me.
Well, that's why you shouldn't tell strangers your stories.
I was so in love with him that for a second I thought that I could convince him to forget about Sierra and to stay with me. But I was smarter than that. So I
Good.
took all the evidence that the detective collected and I hired a lawyer. I had to divorce him. Zane was shocked when he saw the divorce papers.
Yep,
He
divorced.
couldn't get a penny from me because I threatened him that if he asked for money, I would send all the evidence to the police and he would be in jail. As for Sierra, I
How
threatened
can you go to jail just for that? It's not really a big thing. He's just a gold digger.
her with the same thing. I told her that if she ever tried to mess with me again, I would ruin her life. Sierra was terrified by the idea of jail, and she paid me
How can you put her into jail?
$2 million to keep my mouth shut.
Because she didn't do something that big. She can't go to jail for that.
I sold the house Zane and I used to live in, and I went to live with my parents so I could raise my child in peace. Yes, I found out after the divorce that I was pregnant with a baby girl. I called her Amy. I was thrilled when I had her. Amy was so beautiful. She had Zane's eyes and chin, but unfortunately she had my
And she had Zane's personality, which is ugly.
disease. We found that out when she turned 7 years old. I cried my eyes out that day.
Aww.
She was playing with her friends outside.
I mean, what did you expect? Of course she's gonna have your disease.
One of them opened the plastic water pipe and aimed it at her. The water was cold and she soon...
What kind of game is that? So they're like running around like, oh, get the plastic hose to spray it at your face. This will be funny. Spray. That was funny. I don't get it.
developed a rash. Her friends started screaming when they saw her.
Stupid ads. How do YouTubers stop these ads?
I rushed outside and I held her in my arms and took her to the hospital. A nice doctor treated her. I explained to him her condition and he calmed me down. He told me to get out of the room so he could treat her. Luckily, 2 hours later, the doctor got out and assured me that Amy had made it. She needed to stay a few more days in the hospital. I let out a sigh of relief and I thanked the doctor who couldn't take his eyes off me.
Oh.
The following days, he came
But how many men are you gonna date?
by every day to say hi and check up on us. And on our last day in the hospital, he came over to me and said, I kind of need to see Amy more. Can I visit her? Or would you prefer
Are you asking her out on a date?
telling me more about her over a date? I felt butterflies in my stomach. It had been 7 years since I went out with any man, so I said yes. 2 days later, I took Amy and went to meet the doctor in the park. We decided that it would be more fun if the first date was a fun one. Amy also needed to breathe fresh air. But while
Yeah.
we were playing with her on the sand, I noticed that someone...
Wait, guys, I'm sorry. Hold on.
One. Amy also needed to breathe fresh air. But while we were playing
Hey, the swings are floating. Look, guys, the swings are floating. Look, they're floating. It's so weird.
with her on the sand, I noticed that someone was watching me from afar. I looked closely, and it was Zane.
Zane and Sierra never let go. They always want to get revenge.
He was looking back and forth between Amy and me. I knew that he figured out that Amy was
But what are the odds Zane is at a park? Whatever.
his. You see, I never told him that I was pregnant.
Good.
I grabbed Amy's hands abruptly and apologized to the doctor, who looked confused with my strange behavior. I went home and I immediately booked 2 flight tickets to California. I will never let him take my child. Never.
Okay, well, I didn't expect it to end like that. But anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button. I'll see you all next time. Bye!